Good morning, everyone. It's me, Farzan. Well, one of the last things that we actually did for the therapy training and testing was the airport, but it was a mock airport, and I wasn't really sure what that meant. I mean, for those of you who know me, I came from the country Poland, and I've been through an airport. I've been through customs. I even have my own passport. So, I know all about airports and stuff. And anyhow, Daddy, he was getting all ready and it was soon our turn. And I was getting a little nervous. And, I didn't see him with my papers. Now, I know when I was really young, my grandma she had my papers ready, and those were really important, and I knew how important they were, and I make sure I have my papers. I mean, they're important, and here we are standing in line. I don't see my papers. Daddy doesn't have my passport in his hand. I was like, oh my goodness, we're going to get stopped by customs for sure. Anyhow, it was our time, and Daddy, he told me to sit, and I did. I sat there. I was hoping he was going to pull out my papers. He never did. He pulled out his information, and then there was these little plastic bins, and he started putting stuff in these little plastic bins. I was like, that isn't what I seen before. And then those little plastic bins went through this weird little box thing. And I just sat there watching, and I was like, that isn't what the airport had where I saw. Anyhow, then I realized they started scanning Daddy, and the one lady, Miss Lisa, she was holding this weird thing, and anyhow, it wasn't making any noise, and Daddy didn't have to go into this weird swirly looking thing. I mean, it was different, and that's when I realized, oh, mock means pretend, because this is nothing that I went through. Anyhow, eventually, Daddy, he called me to go to him, and I went to him, and then he gave me a hug, and he said we were done. I just looked at him. I was like, I don't know, this was a silly game to me, but I mean, it's good for all the other dogs. I did hold my sit while Daddy did all his stuff, but let me tell you, this is nothing like the real airport. Anyhow, once we were outside, Daddy explained to me why we had to do the mock airport. Because there's no TSA at the airport that's close to us. So this is the best that they could do for all the other dogs that, never went through customs or anything like that. And I was like, oh, well, if they're worried about what they just did or what I just did, they have no idea what's coming for them. Because I went through customs, and I'm happy Daddy still has my papers. He whispered that and said, don't you worry, Farzan. Your papers are safe, and they're at home. Whew. Anyhow, that was the last part of our training and testing. And then we finally got to find out if we graduated. And I did. I was so happy. All of the new dogs and the new handlers, they all graduated that day. I'm so proud of my team. I'm so happy to have my team because, now they're like more of my extended family. Well, I hope you guys have the bestest day ever, and I'm so happy to be on the Pause Therapy team. Love me, Farzan.